My name is Kelly Chakowski, and I created Transform and Rise. I'm going to guide you through a couple of exercises today. The first one's just a short exercise. I want to help you experience connecting with your angels, guides, divine connection, whatever you want to call it. They're all the same, they're all higher dimensional. So I want you to get comfortable in your seat. And I'd like you to gently close your eyes. And I want you to call in your angels, guides, source, whatever you'd like to. I'm going to just say, angels, please join me. And I want you to notice, what sensations does your body experience? Do you feel a sensation? I feel a tingling. Do you feel a warmth and energy? Do you hear something? Do you get a vision? What other senses are activated when you call in your guidance? And I want you to just sit with that for a moment and allow whatever that sensation you're experiencing is to continue for just a moment. You can also take a nice deep breath in. That'll help you connect to your heart center. And if you're not feeling anything or you're not able to pinpoint it, don't worry about it. It will come to you. I'm just trying to make you conscious and aware of the sensation, or to look for how it feels for you. So I'll give you another couple of seconds. Take another couple of deep breaths. Okay, and thank your guides, angels, creator, source, whatever it was for you that you called in. Thank them for coming to join you and giving you that experience. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and return to the space. I'm going to share what I experienced, and I didn't always notice this, but what I get this almost a full body tingle when I am enveloped in angel energy. And it just feels really magical to me. And if I'm, you know, having an issue with something, when I'm having an ick time, just something's not going right and I call them in, I get that feeling and it's just like a, so if you haven't noticed that before, I just want you to remember that. And I want you to call on that when you need it. It's really a powerful tool to get you out of anything that is not in a high vibrational state. So allow yourself to experience that. The next thing that we are going to do is, I am very excited to share that I had a quantum healing session with a wonderful man in Wisconsin last week. I've suffered from sleep apnea since I was 5 or 6 years old. And sleep apnea is usually something that plagues older people as they get heavier in their older age. Their neck circumference expands, and it's usually a challenge with just the way your throat settles when you're lying in certain positions. But I've had mine since I was 5 or 6 years old, and there was no logic to it. And back in the 70s, it wasn't a thing. So I never was diagnosed until 1999. And since 1999, I've been using a CPAP machine, which you have to tote with you everywhere, and it's just awful. So I really wanted to work on my sleep apnea, and Matt guided me through this quantum healing exercise before we even started our hypnosis session. And he's helped me recreate it so that I can share it with you guys. So what I want you to do is I want you to focus on something in your body. It can be a condition like sleep apnea, or it could be an ailment, an injury, something that you would like to release and get in front of. Because I want you to remember that you have the ability to discover the root cause of any condition going on in your body. It can be something as small as tension and something as big as sleep apnea. So I want you to think about what it is you'd like to work on finding the root cause of and releasing. If you have your journal with you, you can write it down, whatever you'd like. I just want you to focus on it. And then I'm going to guide you through this exercise. And this is, again, created for a group setting. If I were doing it one-on-one with you, I would have you respond back to me as in a hypnosis session, because that is what I do. But it works just as well if you have the dialogue. You're muted, so you can have the dialogue out loud if you'd like to, or you can just have it in your mind, because mind-to-mind connection is all that you need for this. So whatever you feel comfortable doing. All I ask is that you try it with an open mind and allow the experience to bring you whatever you need. So now I'm going to invite you to close your eyes, and I'm going to set the intention that all of you get exactly what you need. And I ask that you affirm either out loud or in your mind. So let's affirm our intention that we are going to get exactly what we need. Now, I want you to think about or bring to mind the condition you'd like to work on. Focus on the feeling or feelings that you get from this condition. I want you to actually allow yourself to experience the feelings or symptoms that you feel from this condition. I'm going to have you do that for just a few seconds. This is where you really get into the feeling. You're focusing on it, focusing on the condition, the symptoms, and what it actually makes you experience. So now you're going to acknowledge the effects and feelings of the condition. Call them forward and really connect to them now. As you connect to those feelings, I want you to collect the unconscious patterns tied to this. Simply set the intention to collect. There is no explanation required. Now, I want you to mentally scan your body and just see where you're feeling that energy or those feelings. Where in your body are you noticing them? Now that you've taken note of them, I want you to ask, what is the feeling or emotion in that area? Think about how you would describe it. I want you to focus on anything that comes to mind. Just acknowledge and explore it. You will understand the story behind the condition you are exploring as these bits and pieces of information come to you. Just allow Notice if you are getting information as to what caused this condition, the root cause of this condition. It may not appear as you expect, so allow the information to come to you however it comes and don't question it. Notice if you're being given what exactly happened or the origin of this condition. Again, don't set expectations, just allow the information to present itself to you however it comes, and accept the very first thing that is presented to you. Now explore it, however it presented itself to you. Talk to that aspect of the soul, your soul. As you know, this is all related to another aspect of your soul from another time, another place. Now is your opportunity to reconnect and communicate openly. As you explore, notice if there is a color affiliated with it, perhaps a shape. Notice any other information that you receive. Revisit the symptoms this condition causes you to feel. When you experience them, explore everything tied to the condition. Now I want you to connect with whatever you received. For instance, whatever you learned, allow it to speak to you and share with you what you need to receive. Know that whatever is the root cause of this condition, you are being made aware of what you need to know. Speak to the energy you are receiving and ask what you'd like to ask. Offer what you feel you need to offer. Allow the dialogue to continue. I want you to understand that the physical body is just an extension of the mind. This work creates the bridge between the two, allowing this work to take place. If you're seeing another person, perhaps someone that did harm in that lifetime, talk to them. If you noticed trapped energy, examine it and ask it, what is the root cause? Whatever the source of this condition will reveal itself to you. It just wants to be heard. You are now giving it permission to be in the fullest expression of your soul because it couldn't be done previously. You might even want to share a glimpse of your life as it is now, your role as a healer, and how your current words and your current voice are now helping people. Acknowledge the feelings that come up. Listen to what has to be said and answer appropriately. Allow the dialogue to take place. Allow whatever healing is able to take place. You are now in a position in a higher dimension to be able to communicate with this energy or this soul or whatever aspect you need to speak with, allowing them to experience the healing, the love, and the understanding that you're extending now. If they are stuck, you may call in the archangels to help them find their way. Do whatever you are called to do to help them release. Now I invite you to picture this life force, just letting that flow through your body, almost like rivers of light expanding through the body. I want you to breathe into the area of the condition or the energy, and I want you to ask it any last questions. Has it been there for a long time? What drew it to you? What is the history of it with you and your soul as you hear the story it wants to tell you? Now, I'd like to speak to your condition or energy. I'm Kelly Chakowski, and I'd like to let you know that you can become anything, or you can be free, independent yourself, no longer tied as you were before. If I told you that you could be freed, is that something that you would prefer? If so, I'm asking the light of God Source, Creator, to shine down on this energy that's trapped, helping it remember who it is, remembering that divine essence within it, turning the low vibrational energy into high vibrational energy and light as it attunes to this frequency. And at this time, I'd like to ask for assistance in guiding this energy, this soul, home in a mind to mind or soul to soul dialogue. And as we're removing that energy, we are simultaneously filling that space with light so that nothing else can slip in. It can be whatever color light you choose as you just feel the energy being set free. It no longer has to stay stuck. I now invite someone from the past to come forward that recognizes that energy to help guide it back home. Maybe a guide, an angel, or a loved one. But before it leaves, we'd like to know if it has any messages for you who has housed it for this lifetime before it leaves. Allow anything that you are receiving to be noticed. Give thanks and breathe back in the excitement, the joy, the expression to the space where the light now occupies. Now, take a deep breath and allow the feeling of release to engulf your entire body, healing the physical trauma of the condition or injury that you're clearing. Allow yourself to picture the healing light filling the space left vacant by the condition that has now been cleared. Breathe light, love, joy, excitement or whatever expression was lost, surpassed, or shut down back into that space. Allow any last minute interaction to take place as needed before you gently open your eyes and return to the room when you're ready. Feel free to record anything you'd like. If you have your journal, you'd like to jot anything down, you will have the recording of this session to revisit, which I always suggest you do because this is similar to a hypnosis session that I would have with you. And listening to the session again will allow you to implant and imprint the healing work that you did into your memory and into your soul. What you had done wasn't to be taken lightly. This is a very powerful healing, whether you realize it or not. So I want you to embrace your feelings, do whatever feels comfortable for you. Just to kind of give you an example of what I experienced with the sleep apnea, we noticed that there was a dark energy ball or energy cyst in like where my Adam's apple is. And as I explored it, I noticed it was a dark gray or black color. And then as I spoke to it, I got two visions. I got one of me as a healer in the medieval time period. Think of the Knights of the Round Table. And I was a healer and an herbalist, but of course that was like a witch back then. So I was shunned. So I was very fearful. And as I kept working on it and examining, I found another energy that was in there. It was like a sheriff type of a guy from that same medieval time. And he was the guy that was hunting me as the healer. So we were able to have a dialogue, and we literally got his soul to have his grandmother retrieve it and take him to the other side. He apologized for being stuck with me for so long. And the healer was actually integrated into my soul. So we are now one, and I am able to learn what she learned and use it in my work moving forward, which is amazing. Trust what you received, because it can be a fleeting thought that you can brush off very easily, but that's the key to this, to finding this root cause. And this is what I do in my hypnosis, is you have to take that very first inkling, whatever it is, and run with it, because that is what your soul is whispering to you. So you can see that this was not a full hypnosis session. It was simply I don't like to call it visualization, because some people have challenges when we ask them to visualize. So we just ask you to notice, experience, and allow yourself to receive whatever comes to you. So it's kind of like a deep meditation, but it was work in the quantum field. So I hope you all received some benefit from it and understood how you can use this. And like I said, if this could help me clear the sleep apnea, this can clear anything. So the sampling of what I do, I figured experience is a good teacher. So I wanted to share a little bit of how my work works, but this is a lighter form of it because it was in the group setting. If we were in a session, we would have the dialogue and we would talk to whatever showed up, and we would have that question and answer session with it. Thank you for participating.